Hello crafty friends, it's Shalon here, back with the Printable Cuttable Creatables design team, and I have a little Easter inspiration here for you. I will be using the Printable Cuttable Creatables Easter Basket Treat Holder file, and in a moment you will also see I'm also going to be using the Happy Easter digital paper pack as well. Here I am loading the Easter Basket Treat Holder file into my Silhouette Studio. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my library where I keep my digital papers and look at all of the different options that are included in the Happy Easter digital paper pack. So what I'm doing here is I am just perusing the file itself. Look at all of these beautiful paper packs. 122 beautiful Easter paper packs are included there. So what I just did is the outside lattice is what I would like to print with a pattern. So I selected all of the pieces in Silhouette Studio, and now I am clicking the design that I want to fill with those patterns, the Easter egg pattern. And then if you look there at the top, the Easter eggs are cut off. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get into the pattern inside of the handle, and what I need to do there is I need to go into advanced options underneath the fill pattern so I can pan the pattern around, and you'll see in just a second. Actually, I did it already. I was able to pan the pattern so you can see a complete row of eggs. And then what I'm doing here is I'm just separating the other pieces of the file because I need to turn the lattice and the handle parts of the file into a print and cut. And I have a Canon craft printer. It's TS92, I believe is the model. And so I just ran it through regular cardstock from Michaels, ran it through as a print and cut file, and I sent it through my, my Silhouette. And then I pulled some cardstock solids from my stash. They're all from Recollections from Michaels. To cut out the base, and you see it there in that light purple. And then I picked two different shades of pink and some green to cut out the pieces that would become the flowers. After I remove them all from the mat, I use my TomBow Mono liquid aqua glue to assemble the lattice to the base of the Easter basket. And I use my spatula for all of this because I didn't want to get too much adhesive on my fingertips. The TomBow Mono is really great in that it kind of like rolls off with just like a little bit of rubbing, but I wanted to just keep my surface and my hands as ungluey as possible. And truth be told, there's a whole lot of footage that didn't make it in here because I ended up spilling my glue on my work surface, and it was a whole big mess. So here I'm just using my spatula, my craft spatula, just to be a little extra careful after that big mess. I also want to apologize for my head and for my son. I actually love crafting with the sun shining in on my desk like this. It makes it so very bright to the natural eye. The camera unfortunately picks up more shadows than I actually have in real life. So I just want to apologize that for you, but it was a beautiful, beautiful sun when I started to craft. So I couldn't resist. Kristen's instructions that come with the Easter basket treat holder file are super simple and easy to follow. To the left of my desk, I actually have my laptop open and I am just following her directions. They are super simple. And what I am doing is I am going around the outside perimeter of the lattice, and then I go down all of the diagonals in one side when I do my adhesion, and it worked out just great. When you see my head pop up a little bit is because on two of the sides there are holes, small holes for the handle, and I just wanted to make sure that I aligned the triangles of the lattice with the holes so I could easily poke through my brads a little bit later. And here with the top trim, I do the same thing because the two longer trim pieces, you can even see it there, also have a little hole. So I just want to make sure that I align all the holes beautifully. So that's why you see my head right there. There it is, beautiful. So I just align it up there to make sure that it all, you know, there's nothing that gets in the way or anything like that. And I'm just putting a little bit more glue. And oh, just a little note is that I put some glue around the circle of the lattice pieces, and anywhere else that there was a little bit of a circle, like you'll see here, I put it kind of like around the circle a little bit because I want to make sure that it adheres well around the circle, since that is where there's a little bit more action happening. So I always just make sure that I add a little bit extra glue there. When I saw this file, I knew it was perfect because a good friend of mine does Ukrainian Easter eggs every year, and she invites us to come and to do some with her. And hers are absolutely stunning. Mine, you will see, are very rookie. And I brought my little one with me one time, and some of the eggs are hers, and they are very rookie. They're absolutely adorable, though. But what I like about them is that they are really bright, and I can keep them from year to year versus the typical hard-boiled eggs. You know, you obviously need to dispose of those after, you know, a certain amount of time, or eat them, depending on how you roll. But I thought that this treat basket would be adorable to hold them. And actually, I think I would like to make another one because not all of the Ukrainian Easter eggs fit into this Easter basket because the eggs themselves are a little bit on the larger side, and I want to display them. So even though it would hold all of them, you can't see all of them. So I think I wanted to make another one, and I'm going to use a pair of baskets as a piece of decor, probably in my curio cabinet. So little hands don't touch the eggs because they are rather delicate. What I did here is I just flipped in the flaps, and then I just hold them a little bit. What I like about the TomBow Mono Liquid Glue is that it does allow a little bit of wiggle room and a little bit of sliding. So you can make sure that you align all the pieces exactly as you want them. And then I just hold them. You saw me, I didn't hold it for very long at all. I just hold them just a little bit until it just starts to set, and then you could let it go, and it does dry pretty quickly. What I decided I wanted to do for the flower pieces, and I actually ended up doing it for the handle off camera, is that I wanted to add a little bit of texture, and I wanted to add a little bit of dimension. So here I am, I'm just using my weeding tool, and I'm curling and rolling the paper, the leaves of the flower, and I actually do the same thing with the leaves of the flowers as well, and I curl them. But before I curl them, what I'm doing here, and you see me on super fast mode here, because it took me a long time because I wanted to be very deliberate on how I did it, is I use my Ranger Detail Blending Tool, although you can just use a Q-tip. And I use some Distress Oxide ink in Worn Lipstick, Kitsch Flamingo, and Twisted Citron. And I went around the outside edges of all of the petals of each flower and the center of the flower. And I also did that for the leaves as well. So I just made sure that I added some inking on all the sides because I thought that it really just helped it pop, and it added a little bit of texture and dimension. And off camera, I actually did the handle because my little one got to my handle and actually ripped it, so I needed to reprint it, recut it, and I was like, oh, I want to make sure that this pops. And in the final picture, you'll be able to see that I used the Distress Oxide shaded lilac around the edge of the handle, and it really pops. And there I have a couple of brads that I've had in my stash forever, and I just aligned the petals, the flower, I keep on saying the petals, the flower petals, each of one of each color, and the leaves, and I just lined them all up, and then I grabbed the handle and I pushed it through on both sides, and it was super simple and super easy. I really am happy with the finished product. Like I said, I'm going to place it in my curio cabinet with some Easter grass to display my Ukrainian Easter eggs, and I am really excited to see how it turns out when I have the lights on and all the decorations are fully displayed for the Easter season. I hope you guys give this a try, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.